In the HANA Studio, when we do the model,
some problem with your phone, Ravi. Your voice is completely breaking.
May from myself. Is it coming right now? So when I Srini, can you please mute yourself? Okay. No, it is not coming, right? Okay. Actually, what we did is in the HANA Studio, when we are doing this particular modeling activity, there are two types of major components that you have. Okay. The first major component what you're having here is the catalog, and second thing is with respect to the content. Okay, the catalog is the place where all your physical database tables are present. The catalog is the place where all your physical database tables are present. Okay, but when we come on to this particular content, we have our views that are created. What are the different types of views that are created? Those views are nothing but your information modeling views. Okay, views in the form of analytical views, attribute views, calculation views. Those information will be created here. Okay, and one more thing is every view what you are creating in this particular content package, every view that you are creating in this particular content is expected to appear as a column view. In the form of this SYS_BAC here. SYS_BAC. Okay, that is the place it is expected to appear in this particular case. Now the question is that what next? Okay, when we say something like what next, there are two aspects here. Okay, first thing is how exactly we are trying to do the main purpose of your modeling is to consume the information that is present in your physical database. Now the question is that where exactly we need to model. Okay, shall we try to model the information in the HANA Studio and use that modeling effort directly with respect to business objects? That is one thing. Okay, the second option what you are having here is create only the physical tables and do the replication with the help of BODS and load the data into this particular HANA database, and then use those particular physical tables as the base tables for the purpose of doing the modeling activity in business objects. Those are all the things that we were discussing yesterday, Srini. The pros and cons and the possibilities of having this particular modeling, okay, that should be distributed throughout your architecture. These particular things what we were discussing yesterday. Srini, you're following, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm following. Can you repeat last statement actually? You said whether we can do data modeling HANA versus the BODS. You create a physical tables in HANA Studio.
And we have physical tables in the HANA Studio, and what we are going to do is, using those particular physical tables as the sources, we do the modeling activity in business objects. That is what is our next step basically here. Okay. So let me try to put it like this. So this is your HANA here. HANA. I'm trying to put out all the steps here. Please follow here. Here you are having HANA, and in HANA you have the catalog, and then the next thing what you are having here is the content is also there. Catalog and content. The catalog is the place where your Physical database tables are present. Physical database tables are present. Okay, but when you come onto this place in the content, we have the package, and within the package you're expected to have the views that exist. You're expected to have the views that exist here. Okay, and every view what you're having here is expected to come underscore sys underscore BAC package. This is the thing that is like this. Sys underscore BAC package like this. Okay, once this is done, what we do is we have our business objects. In the business objects, we have two types of tools: IDT, that is nothing but the information designer tool, and second type of concept is nothing but the UTT tool, universe designer tool. Okay, basically this is a modeling tool here. This is a modeling tool. Modeling tool here. Okay, the main purpose of this modeling tool or this particular IDT or UDT is for the purpose of creating a techno function layer, and this particular techno function layer is what is called as the universe. This techno function layer is what is called as the universe in the case of business objects. Okay, so this techno function layer contains two types of things here. Okay, first thing is that we have the technical layer. Okay, and second type of thing what you are having here is we have the function layer that exists. Function layer that exists like this. Technical layer and the function layer that exists like this. Okay, within this technical layer, what we do is that we make a connection to this HANA database. We make a connection to this HANA database. See here, I'm trying to make a connection. I'm trying to make a connection to this HANA database and import all the tables into the technical view. So import all the tables in the sense we talk about the tables. Okay, we talk about the views. Okay, as well as we talk about your procedures and functions. We import them here. We import them and specify and start creating a model with the help of joins and relationships. This is the first class, Marvin. Marvin, this is the first class on reporting with respect to HANA. Okay. Okay. Here what we do is that we try to specify the joins and the relationships. We do here. Relationships we do. Now in the function layer we are going to create two types of things here. Okay. First thing what we are going to do is that I'm going to tell you what are these things and all. We are going to have something called as the classes, and second thing is that we also have something called as objects that exist. Classes along with the objects. Let me tell you, objects are the columns that are utilized for reporting and analysis. Objects are the columns that is utilized for reporting and analysis. So I tell you, right, this is the modeling part that you are going to do within business objects. This is the modeling part that you are going to do within business objects. Okay, and once we do in business objects, I told you, right, business objects comes up with a lot many set of tools. Business objects comes up with a lot many set of tools. Okay, the first tool what you have is, let me tell you, Web Intelligence Rich Client. Okay, the second tool what you have here is BI Launchpad, LUNC Launchpad. Okay, the third tool what you are having here is Crystal Reports. Crystal Reports. So this is 2011 Crystal Reports, and then what you are having here is that you have CR Enterprise. Crystal reports for enterprise. That is the next thing you are having. And after this one, you have one more thing called as a dashboard designer. Dashboard designer. So these are all the tools what you are having here in business objects for the purpose of doing this reporting and analysis. Let me tell you the purpose of each and every tool. This is a tool that is supposed to be used by the report developers. Developers for creating management reports and canned reports. Management reports and canned reports. We call this as management reports. And here we also have something as a canned reports that exist. Canned reports. These are the reports that will be used by the report developers who change the department. BA Launchpad is supposed to be used by the business users. Okay, for the purpose of creating self-service reporting and or ad hoc reporting. This is done by this particular people. Crystal reports is supposed to be used once again by developers, okay, for the purpose of creating a detailed reporting from BODs. Detailed reporting. See, these two reporting, what you are doing here is basically for what we can say is that analytical and what we do is that we also call this one as multi-dimensional reporting. Multi-dimensional reporting. We'll be seeing what exactly is this analytical and what exactly is this multi-dimensional reporting. Okay, in the development, in the Crystal reports, we use for this detailed reporting. And this is also used here in the form of this detailed reporting only. This is what is your detailed reporting. Dashboard design is earlier was called as the XLCS, and it is basically used for creating the dashboards and scorecards. It is basically used for the purpose of creating these dashboards and scorecards. These are all the different types of tools what you are having here. For all these particular tools, to connect to this particular HANA Studio, what is the base here? The universe what you are supposed to create is going to be the base. Okay. The universe contains two layers. You may be asking me why it is containing two layers here, the technical layer and the functional layer. So, Archana, if you remember, dashboards are dashboards. Dashboards are created with the help of the dashboard designer. Dashboards are created with the help of the dashboard designer. Okay. Marvin, what is your question? So you do start PO but not SAP. I didn't understand. Archana, you are there, right?
Yeah, Ravi, I'm there.
Actually, we are having three things here in HANA basically. One thing is that data provisioning, that is done with the help of your ETL replication or SLT replication. We get that particular data. Once we get that particular data, the next step what we need to do is that we need to model the content, that particular modeling the content what we have seen. The third step what we do is that how to report that particular data. Okay, so when we are trying to report that particular data, what you are having, the only tools that support HANA as a source database within your IT industry is going to be your SAP Business Objects reporting tools. SAP Business Objects reporting tools. Okay, these reporting tools, I told you that there are so many tools that you are having, and then I have described the list here. Okay, but when you want to have these particular reporting tools that should be connected onto your HANA database, obviously you should have a modeling layer in between. Okay, without having that particular modeling layer, I told you that we cannot connect to any particular database. Obviously, the basic thing what you're going to have is going to be the universe that should be used here, right?
Yeah.
I said why you start BO but not SAP. I didn't get that one. I think this is the rhythm what we are expected to follow, right?
Yeah.
But why start BO but not SAP? I didn't get that question. Srini, can you please help me in understanding this question?
I think probably Marvin want to know why you're using the Vivo tools, not the SAP for the HANA modeling, I think. Correct me if I'm mistaken, Marvin.
Why are we using BO tools but not for SAP?
Yeah.
Modeling
why
is...
we're doing a Vivo tools.
Modeling is...
So this is a reporting part. SAP is basically, I think that's what the question is. We started a Vivo reporting tool today, not a HANA part actually. We started a reporting tool which is using the HANA modeling, am I right?
No. We started the reporting tool, okay, which uses your HANA database as the source, okay, for the purpose of consuming the information in the form of reporting and analysis. That is the part what we are doing here, Marvin. So please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Basically, this is a new session. We have started with the reporting part. So as I said initially, there are three parts of the session. One is called ETL tool, which is called VODS. You are done. And HANA is basically a database where you store the physical structures and the logical designs of modeling. The third part is called reporting, which is basically for reporting purpose. I think today the class is all about reporting. How are you going to report the data stored on HANA Studio? Am I right, Ravi?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing what you're having here. But let me tell you why this is required here. Actually, what happens here is the business users whom we are talking about here, the business users are purely functional people where they really don't understand the SQL or the MDX for interacting with respect to the database. That is the first thing. And the database what you are having here of this HANA can understand only SQL and MDX. Okay, but these business users want to communicate with respect to HANA, and their communication medium is totally different. So what we are expected to do is when both communication medium is different, we need to have some translator layer or the techno function layer, okay, that converts your business queries into the SQL queries. And then start talking to this particular HANA information what is present in that particular database. Okay, so for the purpose of doing this one, this universe what we create is expected to be a technical and the function layer what we are expected to create here. Okay, this particular function layer contains two things. One is nothing but the classes, and second thing is the objects. And I'll take you 5 to 10 minutes of your time, okay, to exactly let you know what exactly is a class and what exactly is the object, and what exactly is a class and what exactly is the object, and how your business queries are being converted into the SQL queries, and then we are able to get the results. That particular part we see now in another 5-10 minutes here. Okay, for this particular purpose we are going to use this particular Web Intelligence Rich Client. Web Intelligence Rich Client. This is your Web Intelligence Rich Client. Basically a reporting tool here. And whenever you are using any reporting tools, okay, we really don't differentiate what is the source from which where you are getting the data. What is the source from where you are trying to get the data. The only thing what we are very much clear is we have the function layer that is exposed here. Client
Ravi, was server not changed in this?
server is this one, 4.3 server. 4.3 server basically.
In the definition of server, you gave client. Is it
You
right?
give client,
System
yeah.
name?
Client
Server
is
is
server.
400, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Server colon 6400, okay. I'm selecting one available units here. You are seeing this one. These folders are called as the classes here. These folders are called as the classes here. Okay. When you open this one, you'll be able to see the different types of columns, and these different types of columns are called as the objects here. So that means that objects are the columns that we use for reporting and analysis. Okay. So Archana, you work in SAP BA, right? In SAP BA, you're having something like master info objects as well as characteristic info objects, right?
Yeah.
The master info objects in the case of business objects are called as the dimensions. Okay. The characteristic info objects, what you see, they are called as the details. They are called as the details. Okay. And the key figures, what you see here, they are called as the measures in the case of business objects. Okay. That means that objects in the case of business objects are classified into three types. One is nothing but the dimension, second thing is nothing but the detail, and third thing is nothing but the measures. Okay. Dimensions are the primary objects that represent the master data that we use for reporting and analysis. Okay. Dimensions are the primary objects which are used as the base for the purpose of your reporting and analysis. Suppose I select this here and then drag this here into this case. And second thing is that I'm trying to take the state and then drag it here. These are all the dimensions what I'm dragging. Okay, suppose when you take this particular store name, in the store name if you see, there are two things here, zip code and address is there. Okay, zip code and address are not the primary items of focus, but they add additional information about your store basically, right? Additional information about your store. So that's why the star marks what you are seeing here are called as the details. Now, I'll also select these lines here. Okay. And when you come on to these measures, I'm selecting this quantity sold along with the sales revenue like this. So this quantity sold and the sales revenue, which are nothing but the numerical items, represents your measures. Basically. Okay, so trying to select the required objects and then putting them into the result objects is nothing but a business query basically. It is what is called as a business query here. So business queries users will be able to create, right? But because it is a self-driven reporting, self-service BA what we call here. Okay, once you have your result objects that are created like this, then when you want to have this particular business query to be executed in your database, what is a database? Either the database might be your multi-dimensional database or else it might be your relational database. In case if it is a relational database, this query need to be converted into SQL query. In case if it is a multi-dimensional database, this query need to be converted into a MDX query. So that's why the universe is a techno-function layer what we are using, okay, in order to enable business objects to convert your business queries into the SQL queries. In order to enable business objects to convert your business queries into the SQL queries. So when you click on this one here, see what is happening. Is it not that SQL query is being created here? SQL query is being created here, SQL query. Okay. Once this SQL query is created, then the moment once you click on this run button, what happens is that your SQL query is executed in the database. Okay. You're going to get the results and the results are supposed to be displayed. Oh my God. This is your state and this is your Open Intelligence Switch client. So I select this universe. So here I select the C fashion here. So I select the C fashion and then click on select here. This is the year, this is your state, this is your lines. And here when you come down, when you have this measures, this is your quantity sold and then sales like this. Okay, you keep them like this. When you click on this run query, see what happens. Your business query is converted into the SQL query, okay, and then you're going to get the data in the form of the report of business objects like this. So Archana, tell me, are we writing any SQL query here?
No.
The only thing what we are doing is that we are creating only the business queries, and who is converting this business query into the SQL query? The business objects itself is converting your business query into the SQL query, taking the help of the universe. That's why this particular universe is very much important here. Okay, so now you have seen, right? When you open this one, you can see this is the universe. For the reporting part, for all these particular tools, what is being displayed, it is only the function layer that is getting displayed. So what are there in the function layer here? You're having something called as the classes, and second thing is nothing but the objects, and how many types of objects are there? You're going to have something like the dimensions. Okay. Second thing is nothing but the details, and third type of thing is nothing but the measures. These are the things that are expected to be displayed in this particular reporting piece, right? Dimensions, details, and third one is the measures here. Okay, now using this one only, this reporting is being created here. Now, so obviously what we are expected to have is that the universe what we create is going to be the core part. The universe what we create is going to be your core part of your entire reporting here. So that's why any of these particular tools, especially for the purpose of reporting, need to talk to the information present in this particular database. Obviously, the universe has to be created, and for this particular universe, okay, these are the tools that we need to use. One is nothing but your IDT, and second thing is nothing but the UDT. These are the two things which are going to play a prominent role for the purpose of creating your queries and reports basically. Srini, is it clear to you? And Archana, questions?
Yeah, that's clear for me.
Now, let us come here. Now, what we do is that we'll start using this IDT, that is nothing but the information design tool. We'll start using this IDT, which is nothing but the information design tool, okay, for the purpose of creating your reports and analysis. For the purpose of creating your model, that model is nothing but the universe of what you are expected to create here. Let us do that one first. See, the latest version of business objects what you are using here is 4.0. Okay, the universe designer is the tool, okay, which is there in the business objects since its inspection. Like it was there in business objects 5, 6, XIR1, XIR2, XIR3, and then in the 4 also it is there. Okay, but eventually down the line, what is expected to happen is this universe designer tool is expected to fade out or expected to decommission, and the entire the future versions of your business objects is expected to be carried out only with the help of your IDT only, the information design tool. Okay. So we have this particular HANA details ready with us. So Archana, some time back you started creating your schema and then try to specify some tables into that one, right? Basically, okay.
Yeah.
So what they are doing is whoever all the users who are trying to use this particular HANA Studio, okay, the default schema that has been provided is nothing but your HANA user. This is the HANA user, okay, and within this particular HANA user only, what we need to do is we need to have all our tables to be replicated, and that is the schema that has to be used as a base for our modeling purposes in the case of the HANA Studio. This is what is the mandate these people has given Archana, and that was the reason why that particular disconnect has come on that particular day, and whatever all the models what you have created, okay, on the new schema what you have created, they are not getting compiled or activated. That was the disconnect on that particular time.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the info, Ravi.
To start, you have these programs, you have this SAP HANA and this HANA Studio, and before that one you have this business intelligence platform, and you have this BOBI client tools, and within this BOBI you are going to have something called as The information design tool. So please select this information design tool here. Just like in PODs, once we start creating a project, here also what has to be done is that a project has to be created. A project has to be created here. Okay, two types of projects here. So you go to the file, select new, and then select this, click on this particular project here. This is the project. Specify the name of the project as an integration project. The place where I want to store, where is my computer? SQL store. SQL. SQL. SQL and HANA projects. And you see this one here. So this is the place I'm creating this particular project here. This is a project that is created. HANA integration is a project that is created. Okay. Once this project is created, then what you do is that, see here. Once the project is created, I need to create the connection to the database. A connection need to be created to the database. So when you try to come on to this particular connection, let me tell you there are two things here that we need to see. Okay, the first thing is that we try to have something called as a relational connection, as well as we also need to have something called as the OLAP connection. OLAP connection. Relational connection and second type of connection is what is called as the OLAP connection. Please here, the relational connection is to be created for the tables. Okay, it is to be created for the views. It is to be created for the procedures and functions. It's supposed to be created for the procedures and the functions. Okay, but OLAP connection, what you have is supposed to be created for the info cubes. Info cubes. Okay, that from SAP BA. In such case, what we do is that we try to create this particular OLAP connection in this particular case. Relational, and second thing is OLAP connections. Okay. Now, one thing what you need to understand here is that the connections what to create here is of three types. First thing is called as a personal connection. Okay. Second type of connection what you're going to have is nothing but the shared connection. Okay. Third type of connection what you create is nothing but the secured connection. Secured connection. So I'll tell you the purpose of all these particular connections very shortly. Okay, but see here. When you click on this new, what you're having here, you're going to have this relational connection. Actually, you're seeing right, relational connections, and second thing is the OLAP connections here.
Yeah.
Okay. When you select this particular relational connection, it will ask. It will be asking me the connection name that I need to use for the purpose of connecting to this SAP HANA database. SAP HANA database. Okay. So what I do is that I specify this one as relational underscore connection. We create this one and click on this next button. Told you right, it supports all the types of database that you're having here, but the type of database which I am interested in is nothing but your HANA, which is nothing but HANA database, and then I'm interested in this ODBC tables like this. This is what I'm interested basically. Okay, select this ODBC tables and click on this next button. We need to create this particular data source name, right? So what we do is that we go to this place, programs, oh my God.
You're searching for the 32-bit thing?
Actually, 32-bit is supposed to come in BODS directly. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Just in case. Here it will be there. ODBC connections. Continue. Yeah, these are the things that are there. You're seeing, right? The HANA ODBC is there.
Yeah.
Actually, SAP also has provided one type of icon, okay, that directly connects to this ODBC administrator, ODBC data source administrator. That's why I was searching for that. So this is a HDDBO database, which is something like SAP AG series. Select this one and then click on finish. It asks for the data source name, that is relational source, and the description. The description is information design tool connection, and the server and the port I need to specify. Already we have this server and the port, right? Where is this one? The server and the port is HANA SP5:30515. Specify these things and click on this connect button. So what should we do here? See, we should not give a HANA user 1 and Archana 123 here, Archana. The thing what you need to give is that we need to give this one as HANA user and welcome 123 WS caps. This is the thing that is connecting to the HANA database basically, right?
Okay, yeah.
HANA user 123 and click on OK. Connection is connect successful. Okay. Once it is done, you click on OK. We expect this HANA relational source that is expected to come, and then you also click on OK like this. Okay. Once you click on OK, then you go back and you select this one. What is status?
Ravi, do you need to select it? HANA kind of thing?
We need to define that one.
What did we see? Okay.
Where is Srini coming? This is the thing that we defined, right? HANA underscore REL underscore source.
Change the authentication mode.
I'll change that one. Change the authentication mode is we need to specify use specified username and password.
Yeah.
HANA user. Okay. This is welcome 1, 2, 3. Test the connection.
This is a 32-bit. Actually, Archana asked the same question. It's a 64-bit.
I think I need to get this one created today, otherwise it is a problem.
It was there before, right?
It was there before in the previous server, Archana, but it is not there. This one.
See that import export 32-bit. What is that? Oh,
This is a SQL server.
Okay, yeah.
It is there.
Trying SQL Server 2008. Okay, okay.
It's the only thing that is there here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to work with that guy. New relational connection.
From where
Why
did
the
the Srini appear?
That's what I'm checking.
Ravi, try with Oracle.
HANA user and 2, 3. I'll just check this one. Yeah, at least it is successful. But how come this screen is there? I really don't know. In that one, that administrator tools, whether screen is there somewhere?
No, it was not. It wasn't there.
Isn't there? Archana, I'll check this once, okay, with that guy. Okay, but for now this is working out. The connection is getting successful. Click on this next button. Click on this next and then click on this finish. So here we are able to make a successful connection to this particular database to this particular connection. Okay. The connection name that we have created here is basically a local connection. The connection what you have created is basically a local connection. Okay. Business, just like in the case of BODS, we are having a repository, right? Repository is there, right? What is the purpose of the repository? The repository is the place where all your ETL applications are supposed to be stored. Okay. So here also you are going to have one type of repository, and the name of this particular repository is nothing but the Central Management Server. In other words, we call this one as CMS. Okay. In the CMS, we are going to have 3 types of domains that are going to exist. Okay. One type of domain is nothing but it is basically a database, a file-based database. Okay, where it is going to have 3 types of domains. One is nothing but the universe domain. Okay. Second type of domain is nothing but the document domain, and third type of domain is nothing but your secure domain. These are the three types of domains that exist. See, the type of connection what you have created right now is a personal connection. Okay, but what are the universes that you create with the help of your IDT finally has to be exported to this particular universe here. Finally, have to be exported to your universe domain here. Okay, so when you want your universes to be exported to this particular universe domain, what should happen is that the type of connection what you need to create should always be a secured connection. The type of connection what you need to create should always be a secured connection. Okay, so that's why first what you need to do is that the initial connection what you have created here is a local connection. Okay, the initial connection what you have created here is a local connection. Okay, but what we are meant here to do is that we need to convert that connection to a secured connection. We need to convert that connection to a secured connection. Okay, for the purpose of converting that connection to a secured connection, what I do is that I want to publish this connection to the repository. Okay, I want to publish this connection to the repository. Okay, the moment once I publish this connection to the repository, what happens is that the connection what I create should always become secured, and then I'll be able to create a shortcut to this one. So right click, and here you are having something like publish connection to the repository here. Please select this one. This is I'm trying to create a connection to this repository here. So specify this as server. 6400. The username is what?
Hey, Ravi.
Yeah.
Ravi.
What happened? Okay, we came here. Once we came here, I want to publish the connection to the common connections folder. I want to publish the connections to the, yeah. Yeah, tell me, Marvin.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, I'm saying, why are you publishing it to the repository? Because I know you have to, after you create the connection, you have to create a business layer too.
One thing please understand, the connection what we create is nothing but a local connection. Okay, when you eventually want to publish your universe or the business layer to the repository, you should have the secured connection. Okay, until and unless you have the secured connection, you will not be able to export your universes to the repository, Marvin. Okay, so that is the reason I am trying to publish this particular connection to the repository in order to make it secured. Okay, so when I click on this finish button, see what happens now. What is done here? The connection was published successfully. Do you want to create a connection shortcut in the same folder to reference to this new secured connection? Yes. Okay. Now you have this one that is created. So initially, the connection what you have created is only the local connection, Archana. Okay. That connection is created only with the help of this .cnx extension, x extension. Okay. But the moment once you move your connection to the repository, and then once you start creating a shortcut here, it becomes .cns extension. This is very important. This is very important that we need to do. Srini, you are following, right?
Yeah.
Srini and Archana. Okay. Once this is
steps.
sorry.
Ravi, I didn't get the last point. So what were you telling? If you publish it to the repository, it will become the CNX connection, is it?
Yeah, once it is published to the repository, it automatically becomes a secured connection. Okay, the secured connection is created with the help of the extension .cns, not x, cns.
Okay,
This is what is
okay.
the secured connection.
Okay, the
Okay,
X.
and then x1 is your local connection, unsecured connection.
Okay.
Now, the other work what I am going to do is going to be based on your .cns extension, but not your cnx extension basically. I use this connection, okay, for the purpose of creating the next steps here. I use this connection for the purpose of creating the next steps in this particular case. Okay. So, what we are going to do is, I'll select this one and see here. I was telling you here, right, in the case of the universe, I called such a type of layer as a technical layer. Okay. The technical layer in the case of business objects is also called as data. Hello?
Yeah.
The technical layer, what you are having here is also called as a data foundation layer in the case of IDT. Data foundation layer in the case of IDT. So what we do is that we select this one, right click and then click on this new and click on this data foundation layer here. Data foundation layer. So what I want to do is that I want to specify this one as HANA underscore technical underscore layer. I'll specify. Underscore technical underscore layer, and then what you do is that click on this next button. It will ask you whether you want to connect to a single source or whether you want to connect to a multiple source. Okay, multiple sources means multiple database connections, but here right now I want to connect only to a single source. Okay, you please connect onto this particular single source and click on this next button. Okay, now I'm interested in creating this particular connection. There is nothing but your .cns connection here, secure connection. Okay, select this one and then click on this finish. Now we are expected to work on this particular data foundation layer, and within this data foundation layer, okay, you are able to see all these particular objects of this particular HANA user here. These are all things that we are expected to work for the purpose of creating the relationships and other things here basically here. Okay, this part how should we create and what are we expected to do in this one we'll be seeing in the next class, Archana. Okay, this part. Right now we are at this particular DFX, which is in the form of your IDT layer. Okay. Clear, right? The way we are following here, you can see the diagram, you can understand. We have your physical tables that are existing here. I want to have these particular physical tables to be visible in the universe in the case of the technical layer, and the technical layer is what is called as the data foundation layer, what I'm going to create, and you are seeing, right? These particular tables are visible in this particular place, and we need to start using them and then start making the connections like this. Start importing the tables and then start doing the other business activities here in order to make it fully defined. Okay, that particular part will be seen in the next set of classes. Okay.
Yeah, okay then.
So Srini, you are comfortable, right? Marvin.
I understand a little bit, but I was trying to test one more time actually. So we're using HANA database, probably I tried for the SQL or what database.
Yeah, we use HANA database. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you send me the what you call the recording? Probably I need to try after the class.
Yeah, sure. Where is that recording, sir? Yeah, I'll send you the.
This time the recording is very important. Yeah. Send.
Where is that recording? Recording is done, right?
I think recording is on. I saw it in the corner.
It is there.
Yeah, see?
It is there. I'll send you this recording, not a problem. Okay. So I'll send you Archana on this one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm online in Skype. You can send me.
Yeah. Srini, I'll also send you too. Okay.
Yeah, and yesterday class also, if it is possible.
Sure. Thanks, Srini. Yeah.
Okay, Ravi. Yeah. See you.
Bye.